Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show, Style, and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video, I want to talk about how again and again Martell shows himself to not really give a F about his so-called friends who are also his co-workers, his fellow cast members on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and yet and still some of them, particularly the women, will want to coddle him. And he's passive aggressive towards Nell. We're going to get into it in physical contact. And Tisha wanted Marsau to coddle Martell, and Martell just disrespects them over and over. Before we get into it, although I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. And everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed. Okay, so Destiny, the episode opens up with Destiny at a storage unit. I had to laugh when I saw this. Okay, so remember last weekend when she and Martell were social distancing on the park bench, trying to convince us that they never did nothing. And she was saying how she just went and signed a lease for almost like a warehouse space, which was how I interpreted it, for her production of her candles and her body sprays. Remember that? So then this weekend, they show us a storage unit. And she was saying that some people, they actually transform their units into places where they do hair or boutiques, is what she said, to sell clothes. I have a question for you all. Let me first make this sentence. Let me make this statement. I've never gone to a storage unit to shop, but maybe I just shop online and go to the mall like I did yesterday for hours. Maybe I just go to the mall and do online shopping. Do you all go to storage units to shop? Please let me know. Like, I'm serious. Maybe this is a thing. Cause I ain't never been invited to a boutique that was a storage unit. I've only known people to put stuff in storage units when I have friends who are teachers and they have some of their teacher stuff that they don't want to get rid of in a storage unit. I've known of people when there's unfortunately a divorce, they'll get a storage unit and put some belongings in there. I've never heard of like you renting a storage unit for your place of business. But I'm like, why did you in the last episode at the park bench really talk like you were moving into a commercial space when it's a storage unit? See, this is why people clown you, Destiny, and then you want to, send bloggers emails in the middle of the night or leave comments on their videos trying to be intimidating or threatening, or just come off like you're this huge corporation and the blogger is the mom and pop's business. Just stop it, because this is why people think that you're a joke. I would have just at the park bench, I would have never made that statement like you were doing this huge commercial move. And then this week, I would have actually just asked production to not film Martell and I in the storage unit. I just would not. That would just be me though. Just continue to do production in your house. But whatever. So here they are acting like it's still Carnival 19, social distancing, because they want us to get rid of our opinion that allegedly they may have done something. Okay, standing up on the floor, in the shower, in the bed, whichever one, or in the car, and not that I ever would, but Anyway, they might as well wear mask, facial mask, because they're totally giving Dr. Fauci social distancing. And Martell is talking about how he is mad at Marsau for doing an interview with Dustin Ross on Carlos King's YouTube channel, where basically Marsau was saying, if someone were to carry out revenge P or threaten their ex-spouse with revenge P, they should go to jail. Marceau said, there is a place for you, a comfy, concrete place where you can sit and think about what you've done because that is wrong. And Marceau stood up as a man and spoke out about it. And Martell is angry about it. And when Destiny invited him to her storage unit to talk about it, she was definitely basically on Martell's side. It's blind loyalty. And she was saying that she's going to try and bring the group together to have good vibes, and then maybe they can talk about it. So these two totally pre-planned the field day where Martell is going to ambush Marsau and Tisha. So they did some pre-production, and these two are definitely in cahoots. So then we see where Melody invites Kimmy over to her home for training with her fitness trainer. And there's like a lot of things that I want to say about this scene. First of all, I think it's so cool that Melody has created her own personal gym right at home in her garage. That's uber smart. That utility ball exercise, that is no joke. That will work your core to no end. You can also sit on top of the utility ball and do like sit-ups. And because you're sitting on the ball, you can go all the way back where your head is almost touching the floor and come all the way up, just working those abs. And also you can work your waistline. The trainer, I forget her name, she looks amazing. She was standing up and she told Kimmy, just take the ball and twist from side to side. That will work your waistline as well. Those things are great to work with. And Melody, she even has it where she can invite someone else over because she has more than one mat. She has the free weights. And while you're working with the utility ball, she can work with the kettlebells or the free weights. Lots of cool stuff. So that is awesome. And then she introduced Kimmy to like some more foods that she can try. And I felt really concerned because Kimmy was saying that, her lungs, I guess, kind of give her some trouble. And I wonder, like, does she ever try to get second opinions, or does she try to go to like a holistic doctor or perhaps a doctor that promotes plant-based lifestyle just to see if they can give her any feedback, just so that she can resume a fuller lifestyle? Because I don't want her to take shorts or settle thinking that she has to put up with any sort of discomfort or lack just because, what she survived, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's cool that Melody asked her where she is health-wise. And when she brought her over with the trainer, Melody gave that rundown to the trainer so that she could be prepared. And I always feel like Kimmy, even going back to season 1, she never really liked Melody. And I think when Melody extends kindness to her, I think that Kimmy tries to find holes in it. Like she's not fully open to Melody, but then she'll totally claim, friendship and closeness with Destiny. When at the season 5 reunion, Kimmy totally dragged Destiny. But in any event, I want to go ahead and stay on course. So they worked out and they ate some food, and Melody asked her, like, how are you? Because I've been on the same side that you're on when your spouse does something stupid out here, and like you're trying to be a supportive wife, but you know that it's wrong. And, Kimmy, of course, tried to dance around it. Obviously, it's very clear, in my opinion, it was clear that Maurice trained Kimmy and told her not to say too much about the situation in the scene because it is a pending case and she was not going to incriminate him. So she was saying, I don't really have a comment, and, public opinion or public information is public information. And she pretty much danced around it. And she felt like Melody just invited her over to get the tea. Well, Kimmy, I will say this. To Melody's credit, this is not the first time that she's invited you out to exercise, because during season 6, we learned you said that you were struggling in the energy area, feeling really low on energy, and your own doctor told you that this may just be how it is. And I don't think that you should just accept that, because you deserve total health. So she's invited you to work out before. And then secondly, as far as her bringing it up, even if you all were not on a reality TV show, but she heard about the DUI, that's natural for her to ask. Hell, you could have gone to church on Sunday and your church family, they gonna ask you about the DUI. Well, I heard he got arrested and I'm praying for y'all, but girl, what happened? They gonna ask. They gonna ask as y'all are walking to the altar for altar prayer. They gonna whisper it to you and ask real quick. So I mean, that's pretty much the norm. And thirdly, you all are filming a reality TV show. So Melody is doing her job by asking about it. If the tables were turned, Kimmy, I know you would absolutely ask her about that. So I feel like that is a moot point. Melody was definitely doing her job. Do you all physically go to the gym to work out, or do you have a personal gym at home? This was like, now, like for me, of course, I have a yoga mat, I have a stair step, I have some free weights, I have a resistance band, I have the loop band that's for the thighs and the legs, and then I have the resistance bands, which is for like your arms. You can feel it in your back. Um, do you all have any like personal gym equipment at home, or do you prefer just to strictly 100% go into the gym to work out? So then we see this scene between Tisha and Marsau. So there's like some things I want to say here. And I get it. Even in a relationship, you're not going to always agree. You're going to disagree on things. But it just seems like with Marsau and Tisha, they are always on opposite ends of the spectrum. So when Tisha arrives, she tells Marsau, I want to put together an introductory letter, because they are building a home and it sounds like design wise it's going to look different from most of the homes in the area. So Tisha is thinking, I want to put together an introductory letter, just pretty much explaining the why behind the design, just to kind of garner support and so that they don't freak out. And, I have a lady who's going to come take pictures and put a sign out. Marsau, meanwhile, says, I don't think we need to make a letter. Let sleeping dogs lie. Because as soon as you send out that letter, then they're going to start coming with their complaints. Marsau, let me say this. From what you all have presented to me, the viewer, it sounds like to me, Huntsville is a town where you do have to rub some elbows. I'm not saying that you have to kiss ass, but it sounds like some of the leaders in the area, some of the who's who, they do want you to run things by them. Maybe not so much for an approval, but to let them know that you recognize that they are amongst the who's who. It sounds like it's a thing of respect, because remember, you explained to us viewers that Black was shut down by local church leaders, whom, in your words, I'm paraphrasing your words, you felt like they were mad because, you weren't making donations to their church and you weren't running things by them, and, you weren't rubbing shoulders, elbows, any sort of limbs with them. And so they blamed a property tax or furniture tax that you did not pay because you ordered Black's furniture online, and they shut down Black temporarily. Then, we've heard murmurings that it was the millimeters' fault, but you gave a very clear and detailed description that it was because of local church leaders. Now you're echoing those same sentiments in this discussion with Tisha. It sounds like Tisha has actually learned from the closing of Black, and she doesn't want to have no troubles with y'all's new home. So she wants to put together an introductory letter. I didn't think that was a bad idea, but he totally thought the opposite, and is going to also continue when they talk about Maurice. But for those who are blacking out, I just want to play this soundbite where she describes the introductory letter, and Marsau is thinking in the opposite.
Is to expand and really start a culture of adding more modern, sexy type homes in North Huntsville. The challenge is, as with any goal, your wife can be your biggest ally, and if she's not on board, she'll be your biggest obstacle. I'm going to do some marketing stuff outside. I have somebody coming in. She's going to take some pictures. And I want to talk to you about getting like an introduction letter made, because I know we don't have time to go knock on all of the neighbors' door, but getting like a letter made, introducing ourselves to them, and letting them know that we're building this home in this community because it is different than what's already in the community. So it's going to stand out a little bit. You might want to let sleeping dogs lie, because we got people out there that as soon as you start giving a voice to, they start just jumping up, and now they got complaints. Once you give a complaint box, that thing gets full. But as a developer, sometimes you want the community to feel like they're involved in the planning, in the what's coming new. If you want to send them out, just send them out. Okay, I will. And then once we start getting that feedback, I'm gonna be the guy that's in the back with "I told you so" face. Have you talked to your boy? Who? Martell. So I ain't talked to Martell. Yeah, the comments been going in on him. Nah, man, I don't like that. I think you should reach out to him just to check in on him, just to make sure he's good, just to show that at least I care about, what happened. And I know Martell has a lot of anger built up inside of him. I just don't want nothing crazy between y'all two to take place. Tisha, we have to even be close to have craziness. I think it's ran its course. I don't have a bone to pick with Martell, and so I don't have any plans on tearing a relationship down or building one up. It is what it is. And so I'm just in the read and react kind of mode. I support my husband in whatever decision he makes. Have you talked to Maurice?
Okay. I'm so surprised that Marsau and Tisha continue to work together in entrepreneurship at this point. I'm so surprised that Marsau has not made her re-enter the workforce like as a W-2 employee, because he just seems to act like it totally sucks to work with her. And so, in the beginning of that soundbite, he's in his confessional stating, we are building like a luxury home, like a more modern home in this neighborhood. But how it is working with your spouse, they could either be like your greatest, support, I'm paraphrasing, or, they could totally, be like almost like a foe, and then he just disagreed with whatever she said. And then it continued. We heard there where Tisha wanted Marsau to reach out to Martell after he was convicted of the revenge P, which, by the way, when Martell met with Destiny at the storage unit, in his confessional, he was making absolutely no sense, saying, I wasn't convicted. That wasn't right. The judge didn't even hear my case. The judge didn't even hear my case. It's going to go to trial, and I can't wait. Just sounding like an idiot, just a rambling fool. Dude, you appealed the conviction. You appealed it. So there was a conviction for you to even be able to appeal it, and you want a jury trial. And I think that the level of arrogance, I've said this in previous videos, the level of arrogance that it would require to appeal a conviction, you're not even thinking straight. That was why in your confessional, you just sounded like a rambling fool. The way that Carlos King loves Martell and favors him. I'm surprised that he would even let that confessional clip enter the scene, the episode. I'm surprised he didn't edit that out because it totally made Martell just look like out of his mind. But yet and still, Tisha in this scene asked Marsau to reach out to Martell. You know, he has a lot of anger inside. These women love to be Martell's advocate, his legal representation, his psychologist, his counselor, his spokesperson, his everything. But yet something will happen and they won't even reach out to Melody, like when he was arrested for Revenge Pete. I would have been calling, like, especially Nell, when you claim that she's your friend, I would have been calling her, like, what did he try to do to you? You know, get some understanding. But Marsau's like, I'm not reaching out to him. Now, with that, on the introductory letter, I was on Tisha's side. With not reaching out to Martell, I was on Marsau's side. Because, Tisha, you do not want to give the message that you support Revenge Pete. And to me, by calling him and coddling Martell after being convicted, that's what that's giving. That you support threatening someone with Revenge Pete, and that's cool. And then they get to talking about Maurice. And, you know, again, Tisha wants Marsau to call him and coddle him. And Marsau says, I am not doing that. He's, you know, a 40-something-year-old man, educated, valedictorian, okay, valedictorian attorney. Maybe he should think about his own life. Boom. And again, I'm with Marsau on that one, Tisha. We have to stop coddling these men. That's why it's so funny. TD Jakes had the nerve to preach last year saying that women act masculine. Well, we have to, because these ninjas act feminine. So somebody's got to activate the masculine energy. And as long as people keep coddling them when they fuck up, things will never, ever change. But I really wanted to show, this was an interesting dynamic to see how Tisha and Marsau, they seem to always be on opposite ends of the spectrum. And when they discuss things, you can totally see where they seem to just not be on the same page. So then we see where Destiny is at this trophy shop because she is creating trophies for her field day, you know, an all cast scene. And Kimmy meets up to carry the bone of what Melody said about Destiny taking jabs at her to Destiny. So Kimmy, if someone criticized you for carrying the bone to Destiny, I'm sure that you would say that you are, you know, at this juncture, you know, we should all know that this is a reality TV show and that you are doing your job. You are performing well on your job by carrying this bone back to Destiny. So the same can be said about when Mel asked you about Maurice's arrest for the DUI. But Destiny asked Kimmy to call Melody and invite her to the field day because she does not have her number. Melody did not pick up. So Destiny forwarded a flyer to Kimmy for Kimmy to forward on to Melody. So then we have the field day. And they actually played musical chairs. I thought that was interesting. They played tug of war, and then they played like dodgeball. And this was when Martell was passively aggressive towards Nell. He threw the dodgeball, and Nell said in her confessional that it landed on her wrist. And then Martell proceeded to let her know, I hit you, you're out of the game. And then Nell, you know, she said something like, I know, bitch. You know, she called him a bitch. And in her confessional, she says, you know, I did not mean to use that word on a man. It slipped out. I want to ask a question. You know, why is it that, because we all know how last season Stormy called Marsau a bitch. And if you go back to the older seasons, Martell called him bitchy as well. But in any event, some women, not all of us, but some women, because I've made videos about that and people would leave comments saying, oh no, Stormy called a man a bitch, as if that word is only reserved for women. I always get so saddened and concerned when women they reserve very harsh criticisms for women or they coddle men. I know that the word bitch in definition is a female dog, but people almost seem to act like men are more valuable than women or men are above women to the point where you cannot call them a bitch. And that's just something that I just wonder, like, do you think even yourself as a woman that you're less valuable than a man? Because why would you even say that? You would have said, oh, I don't like calling anybody a bitch. It just slipped out. But instead, in her confessional, she said, I would not call a man a bitch, but it just slipped out. That was just something that stuck out to me. And then Martell, so we all know that Lance Fletcher, we can see Lance, he is standing to Destiny's left in this scene. And while they were playing outside during field day, Martell, starts saying something to Destiny, and she says, wow, it's like you're getting a little jealous. And then he's going to shade her, kind of sex shame her in his confessional. So this is a short soundbite. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
It's like a look energy, really. Musical cheers. No. And your new boyfriend out here, so don't be talking about booty. You know what I'm talking about? Sound like you look jealous. Anything that will make, my friend happy or whatever, I'm down for that. If it's Lance today, if it's, hell, her taking Moses back tomorrow, be happy in it, and I'm cool with it. I don't care. That's your life, you live it. If you happy, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he was saying, your boyfriend is here, so you might want to, I'm paraphrasing, you might want to watch how you act or something. She said, oh, it seems like you're getting a little jealous. Why would he be jealous unless he's like a former lover? I thought that was weird for him to make a comment about her new boyfriend and for Destiny to say, you're acting jealous. Y'all cannot tell me these two have not done anything. Or even if they're leaning into it, why would you want to lean into that narrative and try to like play with the viewers? Because it ain't nothing cute. That's one more notch in Martell's belt, one more notch in his dashboard, Destiny. You don't want to be that girl if y'all ain't did nothing. And then in his confessional, he kind of sex shames her by saying whatever makes her happy, whether it's Lance today or if she gets back with Moses tomorrow. Don't try and count up all of Destiny's bodies. Don't try and count the number of people she's been with, because for you, it's giving infinity right about now. It's giving infinity. Okay, because if you make a thumbnail for a video with Destiny and Tisha, that's two right there, and that's just two that we've seen on the show, and Melnika, and then whomever else that's never been on this show. So don't do that, Martell. I can't stand it. There's some lazy reads that black men especially, love to do on black women. They like to come for a black woman's looks, her body. They like to come for whether or not she's a single parent, as if black women make babies by ourselves. And they'll try to sex shame her, like you're not out being promiscuous as well, in my opinion. But I want to head on over to Instagram because I want to play the audio of when they were, him and Marsau, they start to get into it over Marsau's interview with Dustin Ross.
Man or whatever, and certain things that I go through, I don't expect certain phone calls, but when it happens, I say I appreciate it. I thank you. You know what I'm saying? When y'all like call and check up and stuff like that.
But you said you felt away about an interview that happened.
I don't It's about Marsau in the interview.
So what did you say in the interview?
I think the overall gist of it was me losing respect for you for the whole revenge porn thing. Where'd that come from? Revenge porn? Like, where did that come from? Because what I got arrested for wasn't revenge porn. I don't know what you got arrested for. So I answered the question in the interview, and the question was about revenge porn, and that made me lose respect for Marsau. I'll tell you what I got arrested for: communication harassment. Okay, that's it. It don't got nothing to do with no pictures. Ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I was not asking a question about the arrest. I was asking a question about the revenge porn. What revenge porn is there for you to even discuss with a person interviewing about me? We're supposed to be boys. Why would you even touch on that? Well, simmer down because there's a lot of things that you have tell all interviews and what? Tell me what. You said about 1,000 things about. I said name one thing. That's not true. Because revenge porn, that's not true. I don't. Where they come from? The part of the harassing communications was you sending the picture. No, no, it wasn't. Okay, that's the question I got to ask. The question is, how do you feel about that? That makes me lose respect for Marsau.
If it was true.
If it was true, yeah. I didn't say it was true. I assumed it was true.
So now that he's saying that it's not true, how do you feel about it?
I don't know if I believe Martell. You don't believe me? I've been a liar about things that we've been through over the years, and a lot of experiences that you've had with me. I've been a liar. Yeah. Name something. You lied about that I've had 20 women. You've lied. No. Let's correct that statement. Yeah. I said that I can guarantee that you slept with 20 women since you've been married. That's a lie. I bet I can bet $50,000 it ain't. Show me the 50,000 real quick. Oh, I got it. Show me. Show me your 50,000. I didn't say I was gonna bet. Show me your 50,000. I would bet. Show me your 50,000.
We're not in anywhere. I know.
Okay, now one, I don't believe you have that. The difference is 50,000 or 25. You take a lie detector test then.
This is what I mean by how do we get to a fixed point? Nobody gonna say anything. Y'all just gonna let them go.
I'm annoyed that nobody's saying anything, and I am the referee for real. It's like Maurice, let him fight it out. Chris and Nell are zombies. Poor Lance, he just new and traumatized. I just don't want anybody to swing on each other. Like, that's the last thing I want.
Because I know several women you've been with. Right. I know several women you've been with. So here's the difference. And I would suggest you stop talking so much about my. What made you lose respect for me? Because what you're saying right now isn't even true. So I'm up here telling you what the truth is, and you still say that you have no respect for me. So I'm saying, okay, it must be something deeper. So what is it? All I'm saying is that you've got a lot to say in all your interviews. I don't have a lot to say. Every time he opens his mouth and says something about Marsau, he gonna be talking about. I never said about you. Marsau knows about Martell, and Martell ain't gonna like that. But Martell, his family, what's going on, and all this stuff.
But the question was,
I never about you. Your family, his text messages also be saying about his girl, about who his girl's with. Who is my girl? I don't have a girl. Yeah, I'll tell you. I ain't had a girl in 4 or 5 years. I go get my phone. You bring out your bring up my.
What the hell is about to happen here? Martell proceeds to go towards his car to get receipts. This is a show, and all hell is about to break loose.
well, I think the big day is going out the window.
What's up? Take your out about my family. Go ahead. And I'm gonna see how true Tisha gonna stand on what she's not gonna accept in a marriage.
You said we weren't doing that.
There's nothing that Martell's gonna bring out the phone. It is.
Show what you gotta show. Show what you gotta show.
You show it.
Oh,
okay.
He don't want to talk about my family. What the talking about? You show what you was talking about. Yeah, this is a conversation between me, you, and her.
Okay, show it.
Please show it.
Show it. Somebody show it. I don't care. I don't care.
Why are you talking to me?
7 years ago,
why are you talking to me?
We got proof. I said, show your proof. We got no proof. Don't hold this over my head. I got something. Show what you got.
I'm not going to ease up right now. You make me feel some kind of way. You attempt to hurt me in some kind of way. I'm going to hurt you. I'm not going to be played by anybody and not make you feel how I feel. The reason I have not, because I always respected your man. You never respected me. Once he loses respect for me, I'm going to lose respect for y'all. I don't have respect for you. I don't have respect. So you can talk. Okay. Hey, Tisha, if I was you, I would want to see it too. Man or whatever.
Okay, so you all heard that Martell blatantly lied So when Destiny brings up, there's someone that you have an issue with, first Martell tries to shade Melody and say, well, you don't have the person here who got a problem with everybody. Don't speak for Melody. You don't know who she has a problem with. Shut up. That's not true. And you can't speak for her. You all are no longer married. So you're no longer two flesh become one. Okay. That's no longer a thing. She is an individual. And two, he tries to say, when Marsau said to his face, he says, I said that I didn't respect you because of the revenge P. Martell says, I wasn't convicted of revenge P. I wasn't arrested. It was harassing communication. It didn't have nothing to do with no photo. Blatant lie. Because even in the first half of this current season 7/8/9, we saw in those early episodes, he met with his mama, Marlene, telling her that he was arrested for something that he sent Melody the previous year. And in his confessional, he elaborated and said he sent a little message with like a little image, okay? So you blatantly lied, and I hope Marsau checks him about lying in this scene at the reunion. We'll have to see what they filmed and what gets edited. And he tries to, again, stalk and haunt the Scotts, saying that he has receipts on Marsau being with 20 women. I think that is totally untrue. He's used that same number to say that Melody has had 20 babysitters for the M&M kids. Then he reduced it to 10, and I think that number's been reduced since 10. So he loves to throw out the number 20. I think that that's a total, even if Marsau has cheated, it ain't nowhere near no 20. That's just a number that Martell likes to throw out and play with. He's such an idiot. And then he does this dramatic walk to his car. So what you heard in that soundbite, eventually he walks to his car and grabs his phone like he's going to reveal it. Tisha confidently says, show it. You're holding this over our heads. Show it. And he never does. And then he goes, oh, I'm holding on to it. BS, Martell, BS. And I'm just sick of them. If I was Tisha and Marsau, I would be sick of him trying to haunt them with it. Like how Carlos said a few weeks ago that karma was going to haunt the fan base, the number one fan base on the show. He did not use the word millimeters, but we all know what time it is. Martell thinks that he's haunting Marsau and Tisha. I know Tisha would never want this to come out, but if he has had a discretion, if I was Marsau and Tisha, I would spray my own shit. I would be sick of Martell taking the little spray bottle and doing little squirts. No, let's spray ourselves, honey, because you and I were still married. I'm not going to leave you. You cheated on me. I didn't forgive you. Let's spray our own shit so this Negro can shut up. That's what I would do. And on that note, I want to thank you all for watching this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Show, Style, and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope that you all have a magnificent Monday. It will not be a manic Monday. Now that I've created content, I am going to create another video that I'll release during the week. And then I'm going to go to the gym and go grocery shopping. And I'm thinking about messaging Melody to ask her if that dish that she gave Kimmy, if that was vegetarian. Because I remember her saying it has squash in it, because I do get bored. Like, I'm not the best cook, so I cook on a very basic level, but I get very bored with what I fix. So I need to come up with some ideas, because I'm not even like a lean cuisine girl. Like when I was younger, I was, but that's boring as well. So I need like vegetarian dish tips. So I hope you all have a great week. If you have to meal prep, I thought of that because I was thinking to myself, typically I meal prep for lunch for the week on Sundays, but I'm feeling uninspired. So I have to figure that out. But I will talk with you all soon. Bye.